Well, we've been doing some retro gaming on the channel lately, and someone had suggested I should look at the Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered, but now it's been revealed that they're putting in trigger warnings into the video game that's being remastered in its original form. This is absolutely ridiculous. Let's take a look. Before I get fully into the video, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. Crystal Dynamics condemns stereotypes in classic Tomb Raider. So this is a remastered version, point for point telling of the original 1 through 3 games that were originally released on the PlayStation 1. Tomb Raider developer Crystal Dynamics has condemned the offensive depictions of people and cultures rooted in racial and ethnic prejudices in Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered. The statement, displayed only once during the first launch of the game, says the stereotypes portrayed are deeply harmful, inexcusable, and do not align with the values at Crystal Dynamics. And of course, Crystal Dynamics is owned by Embracer Group now, so everything that's of the past needs this virtue signaling boilerplate sort of thing to tell you to not buy these games. It's absolutely ridiculous. Rather than removing this content, we have chosen to present it in its original form, unaltered, in hopes that it may acknowledge its harmful impact and learn from it. The statement concludes. What people are suggesting is there's a point where you run up against cannibals in the games, and apparently that depiction of them is false. It's creating a stereotype of them. And when you look up the stuff online for the tribes people that were in these games, the depictions are pretty accurate to what they are. So this idea of it, this little thing here is absolutely ridiculous. What does this really do? Does this change anything? It does absolutely nothing in the long run. They've updated the game to a different style of graphics today, and an IGN is now reporting on this as well, including the stereotype warning. Crystal Dynamics has added the content warning to it. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered includes versions of the 3 Tomb Raider games developed by defunct UK studio Core Design in the mid to late 90s to a massive sales success. Tomb Raider was one of those very classic games. It's really ridiculous to see that they have to do in here. While Crystal Dynamics failed to specify which parts of the game sparked the content warning, it may be related to depictions of South Pacific Islanders in Tomb Raider 3. These tribesmen, who are implied to be cannibals, wield pointed axes and shoot poison darts from blowguns as they battle against Lara Croft, issuing animal-like death cries as they are defeated. If any of you have been around the channel, I have played a game called Green Hell, which is very similar to this depiction that you see that they're talking about here with the South Pacific Islanders. It's either you die by their hands or you sit there and you survive. It's a survival game. And Lara Croft, in that sense, was that survival-ish aspect of a type of game. The go around with the guns and explore these areas, but they also had this survival idea behind it where you don't want to take damage, you don't want to die to these creatures, and you need an enemy in these games. It's kind of ridiculous that it's getting down to the point where now we have to have these trigger warnings on video games and not the games themselves. The games of the past were fine. No one was batting an eye at Lara Croft. More people were upset with the size of her breasts in the game, even though how pixelated graphics were back then, you know, walking around in Final Fantasy VII. And now Lara Croft with that polygon shape, were you really getting any sense of an idea behind it? I don't think so. Overall, this is just getting pretty ridiculous. Tomb Raider tweets putting this out there, Crystal Dynamics condemning it. This is where it kind of picked up, and that's where they post their story. William Morris here, it's all in the wording. If they said it like this, then there probably wouldn't much of an issue. The games in this collection contains potentially harmful depictions and peoples and cultures. These stereotypes today are considered harmful and do not reflect our values. Rather than removing this content, we've chosen to keep it. The same thing. What it feels like they wanted to say: screw all you core fans constantly whining about the original Lara Croft. She was problematic, and these games are offensive and racist piles of garbage that don't compare to our games at Crystal Dynamics. We saved this series, and you would be nothing without us. Screw over the fans, and they're going to sit there and let you know this is the gamer's world at our fingertips. And now Crystal Dynamics has put in their own sort of unique spin on these virtue signaling trigger warnings that we have seen time and time again that do nothing more than placate one side of gaming. It's the sensitivity readers that are absolutely destroying these things. We don't see this in Green Hell, and Green Hell is a newer game. It's a game that's been out for quite a while now. You don't see this in that type of game. You've seen lots of talk about Lara Croft's figure in many of the games, but now they've got to refocus and say it's racist to depict cannibals in a video game. Have yourselves a great day. I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix signing off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you again very soon.